Ace Magashule, a former Secretary General of the African National Congress and perhaps the most divisive South African politician over the last few decades, was arrested today in an alleged cold case corruption investigation that is being characterized as high-profile by officials. The arrest early this morning immediately inspired shockwaves across politics and caused heated debate among citizens. For months, Magashule has been haunted by claims of embezzlement, bid rigging, and abuse of public funds. Now, those simmering charges have boiled over into a shocking turn of events that few thought would ever come to pass: the arrest of one of the ANC's most influential men. Outside police stations and the court building, people rushed to wait for the action. Some applauded the move, thanking the police for finally acting, while others shouted in rage, accusing the arrest as a political witch hunt by enemies within the ANC. This divergence of responses highlighted an underlying reality. This was not merely an archival development, it was a national story, one which touched all corners of South African society and reopened sores regarding corruption, accountability, and the future of the governing party. Within the ANC, the backlash was immediate and disorganized. Senior leaders were said to have been taken aback by the timing of the arrest, as gossip of dismay and panic ran through Luthuli House while party tacticians rushed to contain the optics and navigate the political maelstrom. The ANC, already tottering under the weight of corruption allegations for years and toxic intra-party battles, now found itself in a full-blown crisis with the potential to rip its very fabric apart. Some camps embraced the arrest, terming it a cleansing measure that could rebuild credibility, while others, especially Magashule's faction, seethed with fury, labeling it a politically driven attack meant to clip their wings. This internal divide further deepened the long-existing split between President Cyril Ramaphosa's allies and the radical economic transformation group loyal to Magashule and ousted President Jacob Zuma. Emergency sessions were said to have been convened as Ramaphosa's allies called for calm, while supporters of Magashule readied themselves for mobilizing resistance. Analysts termed the arrest a political earthquake that would break what little unity exists within the ANC, with genuine doubts raised about its capacity to effectively govern in the coming months. As rumors ran high, President Cyril Ramaphosa ended his silence with a measured speech to the nation. His words were firm yet carefully balanced. He dubbed the arrest a step in the continuing struggle against corruption and reiterated that no one, including high-ranking political leaders, is above the law. Ramaphosa stressed transparency, accountability, and the urgent need to regain the public's trust in government institutions. His statement, one of the most significant interventions of his presidency in recent months, was designed to reassure a weary public while signaling to his rivals that he would not back down. Observers noted that Ramaphosa's tone was deliberate, projecting strength and commitment to the rule of law, but avoiding aggravating tensions within the ANC by not openly gloating over Magashule's downfall. Political commentators argued this tightrope act reflected his precarious position, caught between an angry electorate and the entrenched power of competing factions within his own party. For others, his speech reaffirmed that South Africa may be entering a new era of political responsibility, one where leadership must act boldly to preserve legitimacy and authority. The timing of the arrest could not be more crucial. With national elections looming, the ANC faces an unprecedented challenge of unity and credibility. Opposition parties, which for years criticized the ANC for failing to curb corruption within its ranks, seized the moment. With Magashule now in custody, their attacks intensified. Commentators cautioned that the scandal might redefine leadership battles within the ANC, embolden opposition forces, and dramatically shift voter perceptions. The arrest, in brief, has the potential to reshape the political landscape in ways that will be felt long after the court case concludes. Opposition parties wasted no time. The Democratic Alliance, Economic Freedom Fighters, and Action SA issued statements within hours calling for broader investigations into ANC corruption. They contended that the arrest of Magashule was merely the tip of the iceberg, one case in a sea of corruption spanning decades. For them, the case is a powerful symbol of institutional failure, proof that the governing party cannot police itself, and evidence that South Africa requires fresh leadership to break free from corruption's grip. For Magashule himself, the road ahead is daunting. Reports suggest charges of corruption, fraud, and abuse of authority, all carrying the possibility of lengthy prison terms if convicted. Legal analysts predict the trial may drag on for months, if not years, dominating headlines and shaping political discourse every step of the way. The case could set new precedents by redefining the limits of political immunity and shaping public expectations of accountability for top officials. The judiciary too now stands under intense scrutiny, as each court appearance will be dissected in real time by citizens, journalists, and political analysts. The courts are not just deciding Magashule's fate, but also testing the credibility of South Africa's justice system itself. A fair and transparent trial might restore public trust in the rule of law, but any hint of bias could further erode confidence in already fragile institutions. For ordinary South Africans, Magashule's arrest is both vindication and uncertainty. Many long assumed that powerful leaders acted with impunity, shielded by political privilege. The sight of a former ANC strongman in handcuffs signals to some that change is possible, yet for others, it portends instability, factional violence, and political retaliation spilling into daily life. The country finds itself at a crossroads, caught between hopes for renewal and fears of deeper division. The arrest of Ace Magashule is not simply a news story, it is a seismic event with consequences far beyond the legal troubles of one man. It is a wake-up call for the ANC, a warning to South Africa's ruling class, and potentially the beginning of a new chapter in the nation's democracy. Whether it leads to reform or chaos depends on the actions of the government, the courts, and political leaders in the weeks and months ahead. For now, one truth stands clear: this story is far from over, and every development, inside the courtroom and in the political arena, will be watched with unrelenting scrutiny.